it is very something which can be unilaterally decided. Certainly a broader consensus would be required, because if a constitution amendment is required legally, then it requires the other parties to also join this thing. We are facing the perils of continuous elections throughout 5 years, which seriously hampers the work of any elected government. See, it's nothing to do with BJP or the Congress or any particular party. It is a matter of a system. We are seeking a systemic reform looking at the experience. If you look at the last 5 years, continuously the central government has been in an election mode. Every 4 months there is an election to a state assembly, and because of the election, large periods of time have been under the model code of conduct, which seriously impaired the functioning of the central government as well as a few state governments also, because of the by-elections there. Now, it is this issue which has been put forward before the nation. It has been put forward before the Election Commission. The Law Commission, if you know that the Select Committee of Parliament had debated this issue and had favoured that we must evolve a mechanism where the nation does not continuously be in a mode of electioneering and has one nation, one elections. So it's an idea which needs to be debated and a consensus be drawn. Instead of looking at the politics of it, we must look at it from the point of view of systemic reform.
All right. So
this is what must be understood, and this is what must be appreciated.
So let me bring in Congress.
See, if you are going to look at a systemic change only in the context of 2000 December elections or 2019 elections, probably there could be arguments taken on political lines. But when political parties would evaluate this on the basis of their own experience of continuous politicking and electioneering in the country, the undesirability of such a situation would dawn upon them all.
But Sudhanshu, Mittal, isn't that a creation of the politicians themselves? I mean, who's stopping them from continuing to work despite elections in various states? I think the idea of every politician wanting to campaign in every state does create a problem and perhaps hampers work.
Naturally, you don't look for utopian ideas. I mean, if there is an election of a state, every political party would put all its might behind it to win the election, to win the confidence of people, which is right also. Nobody can debate it. When Mr. Mohammad Khan was addressing the issue of continued central rule, Mr. Khan also knows that the constitution does not permit it today. At best, it's a 1 year this thing, unless the constitution is then amended. A central rule or governor's rule cannot be extended beyond 1 year in the existing constitution. So the issue is slightly different. The issue is, let's be holistic in our assessment of the desirability of having this kind of a situation. And mechanisms can be drawn. World over, there are experiences how when coalition governments fall because of internal contradictions, there have been constitutional solutions to that, just to ensure continuity. So it's not A solution or B solution. It is a matter that we are now confronted with a situation because of a fragmented polity and because of emergence of unstable government.
All right.
That continuously the nation is in an election mode, which is not desirable for the nation.
And
for progress and for working of governments, it's not desirable.
And many still believe